Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of that estate.
Okay. What's the announcement?
Judge, it's my understanding that Ms. Pugh and her family has retained an attorney on this matter. You may, I don't know if you remember, Judge, this is when I was originally appointed on, and we were on the trial docket. She hired a new attorney at that point. Mr. Norwood, who was on the case for a while and then withdrew. And once recently, when the case came back to me, I visited with her and I was told that they did retain another attorney. I was given the name of Christopher Wiley this morning, but I have not heard from him. And my understanding is that at this point still hasn't filed anything with the court.
Okay.
But I've been told that that's who's supposed to be taking over the case.
Okay.
Right away, this hearing takes a procedural turn. The judge is trying to solve a very basic but critical issue. Who actually represents a defendant? In criminal court, that question matters more than people realize, because without a properly recognized attorney on record, nothing meaningful can move forward. Notice the judge's tone here. Calm, factual, but already signaling concern. That's usually a sign the court has dealt with delays or confusion before, and patience may be running thin.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously,
this is where things shift dramatically. The defendant claims court-appointed attorneys are foreign agents with a conflict of interest. That phrase is not a legal argument. It's a common sovereign citizen-style claim. In real law, public defenders are licensed attorneys with an ethical duty to the client, not the state. The judge now has only 3 lawful options to offer: accept appointed counsel, hire private counsel, or represent yourself. There's no fourth door, no hidden loophole, and the judge makes that crystal clear.
You know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, 2 things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself? Or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you? Or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr.
This moment is a turning point. The judge asserts control of the courtroom, not emotionally, but procedurally. Repeated interruptions, even when framed with the word respectfully, undermine the court's authority. And here's the key takeaway. Legal arguments don't work if they aren't filed properly by counsel. That's why everything is overruled. Not because the court isn't listening, but because this is not how the system functions. The judge isn't closing doors. He's drawing firm boundaries.
Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel, effective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
So here's the thing, Miss Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh,
with
don't
my
speak over me.
incarceration- Respectfully, Your Honor, with my incarceration being
Miss
strong-
Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on, listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why, is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed.
Go back.
Agents.
You already said that, and
Considering
that's
their first
overruled.
duty is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.